So today I am going to teach you the topic joints. In this topic we learn about what is a joint, how joint is formed and the types of joints in our body. First, what is a joint? In your day-to-day life, you have also seen when you join any two things, the thing which is formed or at the point where the two things join is a joint. Like that only when the two bones in our body join to each other, the point where they join is a is called joint, and this is how joint is formed. When two bones connect to each other or join to each other or held to each other, the point where they join, where they connect, where they held to each together is called joint. So like this, joint is formed when two bones join together. Now you know that movements of the body is performed by the bones. The body is performed not only by the bones in our body, but the bones also need the help of joints and muscles. Bones together with joints and muscles make the body to move. So bones cannot make the body to move alone. It needs the help of joint and muscles. So we will learn about types of joint. There are there are four types of joint. These four types of joint are movable and immovable. The joints which can move are called movable joints, and the joints which cannot move are called immovable joints. In immovable joints, the joints between the bones of the skull, except the bones of the lower jaw, the the bones are immovable in in the skull. So skull is the example of immovable joint. The bones in the skull have joints which are fixed, and they don't help the bones of the skull to move except the bone of the lower jaw. So the skull has has immovable joint except the bones in the lower jaw which has movable joint. That's why we are able to move our lower jaw and chew our food. But the upper jaw we cannot move because the joints in the bones of the upper jaw are fixed and cannot move. So immobile joint, example of immobile joint is the bones of the skull. Types of movable joints: hinge joint, pivot joint, ball and socket joint, and gliding joint. These four types of joints are called movable joints because these joints allow the body part to move. That's why these joints are called movable joints, and the movable joints are of four types: hinge joint, ball and socket joint, pivot joint, and gliding joint. Let us discuss about these four types of joint in detail. First is a hinge joint. You From the name only it indicates that like you have seen hinge in the door, like that only the bones in the joint in our elbow and the joint in our knee is called hinge joint, and like that only the joint is there, and two bones are attached two bones are attached to it, and the the two bones are attached like a hinge. That's why the joint at the elbow and in our knee is called hinge joint, because like how you see a hinge in a door, like that only you see the two bones in your elbow and in your knee are attached to each other like a hinge. only and form hinge joint. And how the hinge in the door, which is called a metal piece, and it attaches door to the wall, so that it can move forward and backward. Like that only the two bones in our elbow and in our knee are attached to each other to form hinge joint, and it allows the bones to move backward and forward. So hinge joint allows the backward movement and forward movement, and these joints are present in our elbow, at our knee, and fingers and toes. You can see this in the picture also. In the picture you can see how hinge joints are formed at the elbow and in a knee, same as the hinge in a door. Now, second is ball and socket joint. As the name only indicates, that ball and socket joint means the joints which are present in our at our shoulder form the shoulder joint and the hip joint. These are called ball and socket joint because the ball in the hood in our shoulder, the bones with the bones of the shoulder has a ball at its end, and it gets fixed to the upper arm, which has a cavity, and it forms the ball and socket joint at the shoulder, and it is called ball and socket joint. Is also called shoulder joint and hip joint at the hip. So shoulder joint is called ball and socket joint, and hip joint is also called ball and socket joint. You can see this in the picture also. So ball and socket joints are present at the shoulder and at the hip, and form the shoulder joint and hip joint. And these two hip joint and shoulder joints are ball and socket joints. If and they are ball and socket joints, so it allows the movement in all directions, so that we can easily move our shoulder in every direction, and we can also move our waist in all directions. So ball and socket joints are present at our shoulder and at our hip. You can see this in the picture very well. Next is pivot joint. The joint at the first two vertebrae, bone of the first two vertebrae. The backbone is made up of a single bone, which is called vertebra, and two vertebra makes vertebrae. So first two bones of a backbone, which is called two bones are called vertebrae. So first two bones means first two vertebrae forms the pivot joint, and it is present at our neck because the backbone starts from our neck uh, to the tail, to the backside and to the tail. So backbone has first two vertebrae pivot joint, and it is in the neck region, so it allows the neck to move up, down, left and right. So it is present in the our neck region, and and this joint is present in the first two vertebrae, which is a pivot joint, and it allows our head to move up, down, left and right. So this is about the pivot joint, and you can see in the picture also this pivot joint how it looks. Next joint is gliding joint. As the name only indicates, that the bones glide over each other, and the joint between these two bones are called gliding joints, and these gliding joints are present in our wrist and ankle, and the rest of the bones of the backbone. First two vertebrae has pivot joint, and the rest vertebrae has the gliding joint. So gliding joints are present in our wrist, bones of the wrist and bones of the ankle, and the rest bones of the vertebrae, except the first two vertebrae which has pivot joint. And you can see this gliding joint in the picture very well. So these are the four types of joints, and present these joints are present in different parts of our body. These joints together with the bones help our body to do many things. To these bones attach these two bones attached to the muscles, and with the help of joint helps the body to move, sit, stand, walk, and do many things. Now, uh, this is how I have told you about the joint. I hope you have understood very well about this joint, and you can see this all joints in the picture and understood this topic very well. I hope you have understood this topic joint. So, uh, all of you, all the best for your study. Have a good day.